Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here with another Hunter x Hunter review, and this time we're doing episodes 48 and 49. I know it's been an entire week since the last time I did a review, but my recording schedule got all messed up because I went on a little vacation. But I wanted to make sure you guys got a video every day, and after today, I should be back to my normal schedule. With these episodes, episode 48, not a whole lot happened. It really focused on Gon, Killua, and Leo trying to make some money. Episode 49, still focused on the three of them. And then, well, mostly Gon and Killua. And it was kind of meh. It was an okay episode, but then it got really, really exciting at the end. But let's get into them. So episode 48 opens up with the trio on the computers trying to get information on the spiders. They're still trying to collect that bounty because they need money to get Great Island. They decide they wanted to offer a reward online to anybody who can have information about the spiders. They don't have any money, so Gon does something kind of wild. He goes and he pawns his hunter license. I think he's out of his mind, but that's neither here nor there. He makes a boatload of money, and they put up the information. They end up traveling through a market, trying to see if they can find any more antiques to sell. And a really, really crazy-looking knife catches Gon's attention. But something about it, I don't know. His intuition kicks in, and he decides to use Gyo on the item. And the knife has Nen infused into it. Not a whole lot, just a small amount. Leo can't see it because he can't use that ability yet. And Killua remembers something that Wing told them. That some people, people with exceptional talent, can actually use Nen themselves. They don't intend to, and it doesn't happen on purpose, but it ends up being, someone really gifted, who really knows what they're doing, kind of puts their aura into something. And it turns out that this knife was made by a very, very special knife maker, and it's a really sought after item. I guess Killua had knew a bunch of information about it. So rather than being talented appraisers, Gon and Killua decided to go through this market using Gyo, and they're just gonna buy up a bunch of antiques to sell. It turns out that this market is kind of like an auction, where basically you name your own price, and as long as nobody beats your price, you can buy the item for that price. Kind of weird, but people are allowed to write in other prices, and once the time limit runs out, whoever has the highest price gets the item. They go around trying to gather some items, and somebody's bidding on all the same items as them. But they manage to get three out of the four items: a painting, a wooden sculpture, and a really creepy doll in a box. They take them to an appraiser, or kind of like a pawnbroker. This guy, I'm not sure what he actually was, but he gives them a price for the knife. I'm sorry, for the painting and the doll. It turns out they were actually worth a lot of money, and he sees the wood, and he's like, the carving's not really worth anything, but the wood is actually pretty impressive. And he decides that he's going to give them $500,000 for the whole lot. And they almost do it. But then we get to meet a new character. This guy. His name's Zepile. He is an actual very talented appraiser. And it turns out that the wooden statue was actually a wooden vault. Basically, somebody puts treasures in there to get around being taxed on having, expensive stuff. And he ends up arguing with an appraiser if it's real or not, and he ends up making a bet with the guy. He's like, if I'm wrong that this is fake, then I will be your lackey for the rest of my life. They crack it open, and it's just full of treasure. I had to get this shot of Gon and Killua. Look at how excited they are. You never really get to see their eyes shine like little kids like that. And there's all the treasure that just came spilling out of it. They end up going and taking Zepile to lunch. That's kind of, their, what's the word I'm looking for? Their fee for his appraisal. And they bounce back and forth with him. They basically started asking him. He asked them why they're trying to make so much money. They start asking him like why he helped them and whatnot, and it goes back and forth, and they decide to partner up to try and sell their items at an auction, and he's going to help them as with his appraisal skills to help try and get them better prices, so maybe they can rack up some money. Gon makes a comment about the one item that he won because he was the one trying to put better prices on other items over him, and it turns out that he used to make counterfeits of certain items and would sell them, and that's how he used to make his money. But when he started appraising, he dropped that. And now whenever he sees one of his fakes, he immediately buys it to get it off the market. But Gon noticed that his sculpture, while hideous, had Nen in it because of how much work he put into it. And he actually noticed something about Gon's personality that actually stuck out. This is probably the one really important scene. He explained that Gon doesn't see good and bad, because Gon started asking about, the different methods of trying to fool an appraiser or a pawnbroker. And while technically these are bad, they're illegal, you're trying to, con somebody and make money, Gon doesn't see it as bad. He just sees it as something new, something that he can't do, that somebody else can do, that he is interested in. And he notices that Gon, regardless of good or evil, if something is interesting to him, his curiosity takes over. And that could be potentially problematic for a character in a show like this. And that's probably Gon's biggest character defect, is that his curiosity kind of runs at the forefront of his brain. But that's what the episode ends with them, talking about working together. And they get a call from Leorio, and basically somebody sighted two of the spiders, and immediately Gon and Killua take off to go after him. And Zeppile asks him what about the auction. They trust him enough to handle it after everything they talked about. Next episode starts. Leorio, Gon, and Killua are all sitting in a diner on a higher floor looking down at Nobunaga, which is this guy, and Machi, which is, I believe, is her name. They end up sitting out in the open, and at first, it's no big deal. They pay the people that give them their information, they duck out, and as soon as they see them, Kilo was like, we have no chance against these people. I can already tell they're way out of our league. Leorio and Gon start getting nervous. He tells them to chill out, and they make these funny faces. Machi and Nobunaga start talking about Uvo and what they actually think happened. Nobunaga is convinced that Uvo is actually, still hunting the chain user, and that's the reason he hasn't come back, because he said he wouldn't come back till he settled it. But Machi says she feels it in her gut that he's dead. It's her hunch. It bounces back and forth between their conversation about Uvo and Killua and Gon. It turns out, now hear me out, this is crazy to me, that Killua's dad was sent on a job to kill one of the spiders. And when he came back, he said that the fee was not worth the job. And that he gathered the entire family together and said, do not mess with the spiders. Avoid the Phantom Troop at all costs. And that is crazy to me. Crazy that the head of the Zoltek family said, we're not messing with them. It actually jumps over to this scene where we have Shalnart and Crollo. That's his name, right? Yeah. They're actually looking up information on the Nostrad family to try and figure out where the chain user is. And something kind of scary happens. Crollo sees a picture of Neon, and he ends up asking questions about Neon, about how, Neon is the reason for her father's fortune, and he becomes interested in Neon. And I already know that's going to go somewhere. I mean, she can tell fortunes. It's basically someone who could give you future knowledge that's going to be in your pocket immediately. It cuts to Kurapika and the crew, and we actually get to, see the interaction between Neon and her father. And Neon basically explains without the auction, there's no point for her to really be there. So she agrees to, get taken back. He has Boss showing Melody. He tells them the next day that they're taking her home. And once Neon's out of the room, he talks to the rest of the crew and basically explains to them the auction is still happening. The Mafia can't lose face because of this attack. They have to show that they still have the strength to keep on going. And that they are going to hire professionals to deal with the Phantom Troop. And we get this picture of Killua's dad and his grandfather coming to deal with these fools, and I'm like on another level about this. I was just sucked into the TV at this point. Now it goes back to Gon, Killua, and Leorio, and it turns out that the reason that Maki and Nobunaga are there is because that they're trying to draw out the chain user. Well, of course, we know he's not there. They end up getting up and leaving, and they end up tracking them through the city. They end up in like an abandoned yard, and they're just standing out in the open, still not sure where their pursuers are. Killua calls Gon and tells them, if anything happens, they realize it's us, we're here, we're out. Well, Nobunaga gets a call. He gets a call from another one of the spiders, whose name escapes me at the moment. Fricks, I think it was something like that. I promise by the next episode I'll have it memorized. But he basically tells him, do you want to hint to where your pursuers are? And he's like, what do you mean? And as the sound cuts off, so you can't hear the other guy's half of the conversation anymore. But then he looks right up at Gon and Killua. They realize they're found out, and they both try to dip. And they both get stopped by a different member of the Phantom Troop. Killua gets stopped by this guy. Gon gets stopped by her. I have no idea what her name is at all. But these are the two that are always with Crollo. So they've got to be beasts. We get to see Killua actually try to fight, which was crazy because he hasn't actually really fought in a single fight this entire series. He starts jumping off the walls. Look at this. He moves so fast that you can't even see him. But this dude, he's tracking all his movements and then snatches him out the air. Just because he could. Killua throws some rocks at him and then tries to kick him. He catches his foot. Killua digs his hands into the ground to get grip and then manages to break the dude's grip on his legs. But as soon as he gets, closer to the window, Nobunaga comes up through the window on the 4th floor. So now he's got two of the Phantom Troop, one on each side. It cuts back over to Gon. Gon's got one female in the front. Maki came in the window from the back, so he's trapped too. He's just like, I need to get away. I just need a second. They start questioning Gon and Killua to see, why are you following us? The bounty. Do you know the chain user? No. They ask Killua if he wants to die now or later, and they give him 3 seconds to say answer. And then it cuts back to Gon, and the first female, not Maki, gets a call, and as soon as she gets a call, Gon tries to run, and Maki basically teleports behind him and just grabs him up and is like, you're not going nowhere. And they explain Killua basically gave up. So now they become their prisoners, and they're still questioning them on the way to their hideout. They get to their hideout, and, they walk in, and there's all the spiders with Hisoka up in the left corner. I have no idea what Hisoka's going to say once he realizes it's going to kill all the other prisoners. I don't know if Phaeton's going to want to torture them. I have no idea what's going to happen. I wanted to watch the next episode, but I just ran out of time. Stay tuned for the next review, because I know it's going to be some fire. These 2 episodes were kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a downslope, but I'm ready for it to pick back up. And that's it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I do a few of these a week, and I'm trying to get back on my regular schedule by tomorrow. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye.